Hi again, on this actually wet Sunday. You can probably, well, you might be able to hear the rain bashing on the shed. It is really coming down hard at the moment, but I'm on to my next engine. I need to sort this engine out, and it's one we've got here is the one for the Lambretta. This is off of Lambretta 1963. It's an LI125. Yeah, so it's a series 3, and yeah, I've got sort quite a lot out on this. I've got to take the head off. I've got to take all the ignition off, split the casing because I'm having it vapor blasted, and then it's all going to be put back together with new oil seals and bearings and anything else I may need along the way. I think the head's okay, pot and piston are okay, so I'll use them again. Even the brakes and that look like they haven't been on there that long actually. So I don't think they're not originals. I can't see they're originals. But yeah, the bike, well, the scooter has been off the road a long time. It's an Italian import. So yeah, this is sort of, I haven't really done much on it. This is the first step. I did try and start the engine when it was on there, but nothing. It was empty of oil. I think it's got no compression because of the seals. Oil seals are gone, but we'll find out that along the way. I'm sorry, that just knocked the tripod in. So yeah, my first job will be taking the flywheel off and taking ignition off, and then I'll probably take the brake shoes off and then get the head off, and then I'll just see how far I can get today. But yep, I've been wanting to get this one done, so yep, I'm on to it now. So I'll undo that, and then yeah, we'll move along. I couldn't find the tool to hold the flywheel at the moment, so I just unloosened it. It is actually unloosened now. So I have got the right way. I don't know, I think I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, it comes on that way. So yep, that's off. I'll put that in my tub of bits. And now I've got to use this drawer. The drawer I bought to get that off. But I do find I have to put a little nut in the end of there. So I will just get one out. Yeah, that doesn't seem to go through enough to push it off there. So I'll just put a nut in there and screw that on. Like so. Get the right size socket, which is probably the biggest one I've got in there, yeah. And then that should that's off. Yeah, to undo the nut, because I can find my holding tool that holds in there. I'll use that when I put it back together. I just put some pull cord in the plug hole. So let's solve that problem. But we've got that off, so that's the flywheel off. So I'll just tuck that to the side. So the stator is bolted on. There's three bolts there. I should remember where that goes, because it will come off with a wire from the top there. There's a wire that goes through to them wires there, so I'll know what way it goes back on. I can probably use a little impact for this one as well. I'm not sure what size they are. I think they're probably 11. No, they're not the 10. Other ones I've undone on it are 11. That's 1, 2, and there's like a little bracket clip bit to hold the wires back, and then we've got the third one there. So that in theory should just pull off. There is a little piece at the top to allow the wires to go through, but if I can get that through leaving that on at the moment, it would be better. I've undone that, just take it a bit higher, that there, so hopefully I can pull them through individually now. Yeah, there's this little piece at the top that just screwed on, and the cables went through there, well, the wires went through there, and yeah, so I undid 2 little screws holding it on, and now I should be able to push these bits through here. Yeah, off camera I got them out. They were actually one pulled off, so that's out now. Made by Ducati, made in Italy. So now the stator's off, I'm going to try and get these brake shoes off, and there is a couple of like circlips on there, so I think that plate might be holding them on a bit, so I'll just get these off. And let's see if I can get that little plate bit off. So it goes as like a smaller one in front of the bigger one. Might as well go in the parts tub. And let's see if we can get this off now. I don't know where it's held anywhere else from behind. Seems to have a bit of a stop on it. Oh, there we go. That's better. We'll have a bit of a spring on it. One engine I've never had nothing to do with one of these, but we have now got the shoes off and you can see they actually look okay. I did have a feeling the scooter had a little bit of work done on it before I got it, but not a lot. Some of the paint had been sanded down and that, so might as well just take that wheel nut off. That's the one that holds the back wheel on. Put that and the washer off, just little bits along the way. So my next step now is to have a quick tidy up and get the head off. So now I'm going to get the head off, so hopefully a little impact will do the job. Done that one. The nut's got a bit stuck in there. Hopefully it does the whole four. There's actually a longer one there because that holds the cover on. Another one that's got stuck. Oh no, it's come out now. There's a longer one. So they're all off. There are probably washers on them. Here there is. There's the four. There. And the tub. Take this off and the washer should fall off. Yep. So that's the head off. Down here all the other bits and pieces. I'm gonna probably give it a shot. I'm gonna probably just take that manifold off because as I'm gonna have this blasted, I'm not sure what bits can be cleaned up and what bits aren't. So at the moment I'm just gonna sort of take it apart. Then I could decide what I clean up myself or have cleaned up. So that's done that. There's a gasket on there, but I'll leave it on there at the moment. So now we should be able to slide that off. Which is pretty tight. The head gasket ain't helping. I had a little play with the head actually. I had checked it and there was a stuck ring earlier. I did film it because I didn't have any progress trying to start it. I never bothered with a video. So yeah, there was a new head gasket on there. Now that's broke, so that's a little bit annoying. But I have to just order one of them. But that wasn't the problem. The problem is more deep within. Not brilliant gasket either. I weren't over happy with them green gaskets. So I would turn that round a bit. it might be a good idea just to get the piston pins out now, just to get the piston out of the way and so it doesn't get scratched or anything. Now where you can see that, but they're nice sort of circlips to get out. But it's the inner ones, isn't it? It's the other way I've got to bring them in. Come on. Don't want them to ping. But that one's off. Hopefully I can push it through from the other side. Pin. Just been a tad on the awkward side, so I might have to take the pin out on that side as well. The clip, I mean. That on both now, so just a gentle tap with a little punch should do that. There we go. I will actually just lay a bit to protect the rings. Coming. So yeah, that's out. So yeah, there's a piston. It's not a bad nick for piston, and as well, just I'll actually put that in there and I'll wrap this up to protect this. But yeah, it's not in bad condition. So we'll go with that. So there's also the little end bearing which will be replaced when it all goes back together, which I don't know when that will be. So yeah, now we've got that off, so we're going along quite nicely. Actually, undo that a little bit. I thought it was going to be tight, and I used the impact on it and actually undid okay. So I'll get it all out and then we'll just take it off bit by bit to see how it goes. So we've got that long bolt there. We have that piece there with a spring like so, and that's it. Yeah, that actually is all there. Oh no, there's another bit now that comes off, so that fits in there like that. So yeah, I'll put all that in the tub together. Oh, what's that? I thought it was a washer, but it's not. So yeah, now the chain will come off, so I'll get that cog off. Cog fits on like that. All pretty straightforward. That actually does push out of there though, like that, and it sort of runs on there. So I'll just move the chain out of the way because there is like a washer type bit there. So I'm just going to pick this like washer piece up now. That, and that's the seal I think could be gone in there, but we're not to that stage yet. So these are, I think there's 3 nuts in here. Two, and there's 3. So have them out. Hopefully the magnet will pick the washers up. So yep, that's undone that. So we've got to try and split this piece now. Well, there's a few tools for getting this piece off. One is like a big sort of bit that fits on top, and you screw it and it pulls it off. The others are 2 T-bars, which I have actually ordered, but I'm thinking they work roughly the same as screwing a bolt in. There's 2 holes that sort of don't go anywhere, sort of, you know. It's just, I can show you actually. See, the bottom of that hole doesn't go anywhere. There's no thread in there. It's just, well, there's thread in there, but only in the top part. Beyond there is nothing. So the idea is, as you screw the T-bars in, it screws through and then pushes this bit up. And they call it the mag housing or mag flange, I think. So what I'm just going to do is try a couple of bolts actually, because I like to try and do these things without having to buy the special tools. Because the one that fitted right around there with the middle bolt was £77. The T-bars are about £20. But if I just keep working it side to side, we'll have a go anyway. Might not work. I think it's splitting. I can see on the side, so I'll just go up carefully. Don't want to crack it. You can buy these bits, but you can hear whatever's sitting between the old gasket or whatever. I can hear that's starting to come away. So the T-bar's going to be a bit wasted if I can do it without. Yeah, definitely coming away now. Just don't want to do the threads in. I think the sort of key is to not overdo it. Yeah, the gap is getting wider. But felt like the thread went in there a little bit then. Yeah, so that is a little bit irritating because I was doing all right then. I'll show you how much it's split. Oh, sorry. You can see around that it's split quite well. So what I've done, I've actually managed to find a bolt with a coarser thread on, and I seem to have a grip now better. So let's see if they will do it now. Screwed it a bit and I thought I heard a little bit of movement. It's gone tight, that one has. But what I don't want to do is actually do the same with the other one. But if I do, I do. I'll just get this other socket. The gap is opening quite a lot now. Maybe better if I show you on the side of the key. You can visibly see that it's doing the job. The thing is, you need to catch up and keep it sort of coming off even. I don't know how far that goes into there. That one's gone quite tight now, so let's see if we can move this one a bit more. Which it is. I actually think the bottom one has come off more than the top. I think it's caught up now. wound the bottom one up a bit more. I think we're there, very nearly. I'm not sure whether the threads have gone on the bottom one now. I might have to find another one of them coarse bolts for that. It stripped it again, so I've found another bolt the same as the top one, and they seem to be holding better with a coarser thread. You can't see it at the moment, but the bottom one is moving quite a lot. You can probably see that. Must be very, very near now. In there a fair way. I think I'm running out of bolt now. I'm hoping it's just gonna, yeah, I think it's gonna do it now. I hope so. And might go a tiny bit more. Yeah, did just go a little bit more. That one's in fully, the bottom one. And so's the top one now. But it's gonna just be enough. I hope you saw that okay. We got it off. But I'm well chuffed to get that off. I bought the tool, but the tool will be in a drawer for in the future if I ever need to take it off again. At least got that off. That's a bit of a task. And well, I've got the big circlip out, so that's the first thing that fitted in, and I've got the oil seal out, and I think it's this oil seal that was causing my trouble. It was, yeah, in like that. So there's that show you that it was in that way, not the smooth, so it was in like that. Then there's like a ring in here. It actually fell out before, now I can't get it out. It'll come, so he says. Well, there we go. A ring there. I think that's the same either side. I don't think it matters. That goes in. I think that's to sort of separate the bearing from the seal. So that's just in between. It goes in like that. And now we've got to where the bearing is, and that's what I've got to get out. We have got an oil seal on the inside though. I did get the other oil seal out, but that actually should come out the other way. When you install it, you have to install it from the back to the front. I managed to bash it and get it out, but that should have gone in the other way. See that ring there, and then the bearing there. So yeah, I shouldn't have really done that, but it come out, and it might help me get the bearing out. I'm gonna have to decide how I'm gonna go about that. I'll give it a little bit of heat, I'll see. So I've tried to work out something to improvise to get this bearing out, and actually I have got somewhere. I have heated a bit, but I used this, it's off a lawnmower, and then it's still a bit warm actually. Then I put that in like so, like that, and then put one bigger washer on, and then one smaller washer, and then the nut, and tightened it, and it's pulled it out, but only so far, because I've come to a stop, because I can't get it out anymore, because I'm touching on the washer now. So I need to find something big enough to get around there so it can slip through. You can join me here. I'm hoping it's going to do it now. This is the biggest socket I've got. It's for my Land Rover for the rear hub nuts, and I've had to go to a different bolt, but to me it feels like it's coming. Sorry, you're a bit shaky on there because you're on a bench as I'm doing this. Just going to check that ain't turning the other end. No, it's still holding on. It's one of them dome head bolts the other end. Seems to be gripping okay. Whew. Let's get a spanner on that now. Do with some deeper sockets actually. Have got some but not really good. Sorry, my arm's going to get in the way now, but we are. Well, I think we're there. Let's have a look. Yeah, see the bearing in there. So I'll just see if I can get that out. Just fitted. If you look in there, just fitted. And that's the bearing. So I've managed to pull out. It was in there pretty tight, that was. And there's a ring at the bottom like that. And it must have gone, well, yeah, it just goes into like a recess at the bottom. So yeah, just to show you in there. Bearing's a bit useless now because of, I don't think it's actually too bad, but that just fits in the recess bit. Yeah, like so. So that bit is actually stripped down now. So my next job is to get the crank out, really, I suppose, out the other bit of engine casing. So now I'm going to bang the crank out from the other side, but you'll watch it come out this side. I have actually hit it once or twice and it has moved. I'm just using a rubber mallet so it doesn't do any damage. But I think it's come. So I have to. I got interrupted halfway through, but yeah, we'll see if I'm not sure how this actually comes out now. I would have thought. Ah, there we go. And now, there we go, cranks out. So that's the other side. I'd have to look in there to see if there's anything on the back, but I would assume there's just an oil seal and the bearing. Look in there. So we got in there. It's very black in there, so I reckon that was a reason. I reckon it's been leaking oil from the main gearing side and going in the crank, so everything's very black. So I'll have a good clean down. Well, I managed to get the oil seal out, which come out okay, but then you can see that bit where there's 4 screws. I've had to undo them, but they were tight, and I was going to mess the heads up, so I've heated all of them, and actually they are all loose now. So I will get that off in a minute, and then I'll try and get this bearing out. Yeah, it's interesting, this engine. I will be in the way a little bit. We'll undo these screws. There's 4 of them. Can't hardly see myself. It'll be hot as well. But one of them gas guns, little gas torches, like plumbers ones, they are very handy. As you can see, they get things pretty hot and warm. I didn't overdo it either, because it's aluminium. I didn't want, the casing is aluminium. I didn't want to overdo it. But yeah, I've got them out now. So let's see. That bit, yeah, that bit's lifted off now. Well, you can see that, but I can't touch it because it's going to be too hot. These little. There we go, we've got that. Something fell off the back. Must be like a oil seal type thing. So yeah, that went on behind that. So I'll leave that there at the moment. Then we're actually to the bearing now. That one was particularly hard, and I tried to sort of pull it with the sort of same system as I got the other one out with, and it didn't want to know. In the end, I just banged it with a hammer. I used a little tool I found. I'm not sure where it is at the moment. Well, actually, it isn't a tool. It's a bit of old mower boss type thing. So yeah, I bashed that one out, and then it came out okay. But I had heated it, so that probably helped. So I'm going to leave part 1 here. So just to recap, in this part I removed the head, the piston the crank, the crank bearings, the crank seals, and all the ignition. So all of that has been removed, so that part of the engine is dismantled. So next I'll be on, in part 2, the clutch and the gearbox side of things.